Hello, welcome back. Guess what? I'm not in the very yellow flat anymore. I am currently working on figuring out a proper filming studio, but in the meantime I have my bookshelf in the background. Yeah, so it was quite a trip. I'll give you a full update on the travel and what's coming next for this channel, for me as a writer, and a whole lot more in this weekend's update video. But for today I'm going to be doing a book review, my Wednesday reads, and I hope you enjoy. So this week, I read this book last week, so it's a little bit not as fresh in my mind as it should be because of travel, but the book is called Aerobics in a Wig by Denise Stevenson, and overall I liked it quite a lot. I'm trying to remember properly. So this book takes place, it's kind of the format of a journal, and it's a nonfiction piece about her experiences getting cancer and how she went through that, and it was kind of a battle between faith and your own, her own questions about her belief in God and trust and that sort of a thing. So it was a very interesting story. It was kind of intense. There were a lot of things that are sort of controversial when you're talking about cancer, because it's such a huge thing in so many different lives, and this one was talking about, chemo versus surgery versus radiotherapy versus doing completely natural things and putting them both together, and also should you rely solely on the medical field or should you rely on your faith too. And it was a very interesting story, and I'm glad that she wrote it, and I'm glad that she talked about it. And I also like the fact that it was in a journal because it was more immediate and you knew exactly what was happening as it was happening. So that was very good. This book is sort of divided into three parts, and those parts are faith, hope, surrender, and then there was a sort of epilogue, which is peace, which is coming to peace with things. And I really liked the different parts because it definitely mirrored the different parts of the journey. So part of the story was sort of the struggle to talk about how to talk about cancer, about how people were trying to be helpful and not overbearing, but it didn't always work. Being positive and like it's hard to be positive and still have people treat you like you. So that was interesting to hear about, because I've been on the other side of that, where I know people who have had cancer, but I've never experienced that myself. So that was an interesting perspective on things, and I really am glad she did that. So she also talked about sort of the diet that she followed and changing from sort of not caring and not being careful about things to being super careful, vegan, all natural, high veg, high fruit, like that sort of a diet. And it was interesting how she talked about that in relation to her Christian faith, because she mentioned that in the Bible it gives you sort of a list of what you can and cannot eat, and I thought that was very interesting, sort of in modern times where we've manufactured so much. A lot of this book was focused on how to listen to God, and I don't care if you are religious, if you're not religious. I think this was a very interesting story, and it was one person's perspective on how having a faith, having that belief, helped her through this struggle, and I really did appreciate that quite a lot. I am Christian, so I can relate to a lot of the things that she was saying, but even if you aren't, I don't think it matters that much, because it's sort of trusting your instincts, trusting what is in store for you, and also questioning the things that are sort of given to you as pre-prescribed ideas, like you're not actually told anything, and you should always question these things and figure out what is best for you, and how to trust in God and in your own self. So that was very interesting. I think a theme that sort of showed up was definitely this concept of loving kindness and connecting with people who maybe have had cancer or who are trying to support you, and you connect with them in a different way than you would otherwise. That would be my dog in the background if you can hear that. Sorry, she barks a lot. So connecting with people of different background, connecting in a different way than you have done before, it's sort of maybe tests relationships, but it also brings out this extra level of loving kindness in people, which I really appreciated the story about that. I thought that was great. So the other thing was sort of taking things one step at a time, one day at a time, and making sure that you're not overworking yourself. And I think this applies to more than just if you're sick, and I think she made that point too, where you just have to kind of take care of yourself and be self-aware and self-care all the time. I think it matters a lot. So I think, you know, taking time for yourself, being aware of what you need as well as what you can do for others, having that balance is really important in life. So I thought that was a very important point, and I really liked that. Overall, I would give this book probably a 4-star review. So yes, I really liked this book. I think kind of that journey of faith and dealing with the hardship that is cancer, because it affects so many people, and how one person got through that with the support of so many other people out there, and in asking questions and not just taking things at face value, but saying, you know, is this right for me? Is this right for what I believe? Yes or no? And then how she kind of built relationships and had relationships during this time. I liked that quite a lot. I would highly recommend this book if you are interested. I don't think that you need to be a person with cancer or that you need to know someone who's had cancer. I think it's a book for sort of everyone, for dealing with struggles that may be health related, that may be not health related. I like that. I think that it can be applied to almost anything in life, actually. So that was very good. If you are interested in learning more and reading more of her works, I will leave all the links, as usual, in the description box below. So check out Denise on social media and see what else she's written. That's all I've got for today. I'm still sort of sorting things out. I have my list of books to review, and it looks like I'm going to be doing them every Wednesday. So if you're interested in having your book reviewed, or you know someone who needs a book reviewed, please do reach out to me. You can find me on any of my social media links. You can find my email at my website, and I will be doing this every week, so hooray. Sorry for the slightly incoherent review today. I am still working on things, and I will let you know when things kind of settle down, but I'm back, and I'm not in the very yellow flat. So that's all I've got. I will see you next time. Bye.